My name is Ralph Williams. I am the host of the Ralph Report Wrestling Edition Raw Post Show. And yeah, what do you want to talk about? Let me talk to you. And I am the revolutionary. I am the visionary. I am Ralph Williams. And it's great to be here tonight. And we are here. And remember to acknowledge me. We are here tonight in Studio 10 here in Berlin, Maryland. And I want to thank everyone for tuning in tonight. We have a lot to talk about tonight here on the Raw Post Show. But I have a special treat for you. Last night or yesterday or whatever, they had the SummerSlam event where they had like a pep rally, okay, in Minnesota yesterday after Saturday night's main event debacle, which we'll talk about as well here if you didn't watch the show that we did, that Pensman and I did last night or yesterday, that we did a show, the post Saturday night's main event show that we have done. So what we're going to do is we need to talk about that tonight, and we're going to do that. All right. Yeah, Raw was terrible, Dizzy. You are correct on that one. Yes, I agree 100% it was bad. That was just a horrible Raw tonight. I don't know what they were thinking, but I do agree with you on that. And thank you for tuning in, RM Dizzy. So, all right, here we go. Here's my special treat for you. Here it is. Hang on, folks. I got this video here, but I can't get it to come on now or for it to play. Unbelievable. Yeah. We're going to have to... No, I don't want to do that. Yep. I'm trying to get this on here, and here we go again. I'm having issues trying to get it on here. Might as well just leave it go because, it's not going to work. I don't think, but we'll see. We'll get it going. We will get it going. All right, there we go. All right, now we got to go and get this screen out of here, if I can get it out of here. There we go. All right. There we go. We're back to our regular screen, I think. Here we are. Now let's see if I can get this going here. All right, let's get this going. No, I don't want to do that. Okay. Nope, I did that again. Now, all right, I've been trying to get this video here. I've been trying to get this video working here from the last night's debacle with the SummerSlam show. And what happened was last night was that there was there was a big fight and argument. Gunther come out, questioned Triple H about what was going on, about Nick Aldis and everything else. And then he started all kinds of, griping about that. And then all of a sudden he come out and, that happened. And then we had the, hang on, let me get back into something else here. Here we go. That's better. That's a better screen, I think. There we go. Yeah, we'll get into that. All right. So what happened was the SummerSlam post show, and then Nick Aldis come up from behind and got Gunther from behind, and then him and Gunther went at it, and it was just horrible, and it was just a big situation that Gunther created yet again after he should be fired. I don't know why Gunther has not been fired. He put his hand on an official. Triple H told him, I He said, you cannot do these things. He said, you caused this problem. I see this from a different perspective. And he was really upset, Gunther. And again, I don't blame him, but you know what? You just don't do that to somebody. And especially somebody like Triple H. Because Triple H, I got to tell you, he will tear you apart. He is an authority figure, all right? He is the boss. And you just don't do those kinds of things. You really don't do them at all. Those are the types of things you just don't do. And, so he went ahead and did that. And I thought that was just the wrong approach to do it. And I thought that, well, you know what? You just can't, you can't do that kind of stuff. You just have to, you have to collect your composure. And I'm having issues trying to get this on here again. I knew I would. But anyway, there we go with that. So we'll get that out of the way. All right, we're going to get this back going again here. But anyway, let me get into this some more here. What happened with this whole situation with Gunther, Nick Aldis. So now Triple H made the match. Gunther versus Nick Aldis for the at SummerSlam. And I was kind of hoping there would be a stipulation there, but there wasn't. And that stipulation would be that Gunther would have to leave the company. Or Nick Aldis, if he lost, he would have to step down permanently as the Raw GM if he wants to continue to be the Raw GM. All right? He could probably make more money wrestling, which is good for him. But here's something that I want to bring up that I brought up last night. Watch out for Mickie James. Mickie James happens to be Nick Aldis's wife, and she is, she's in TNA, and TNA has a working relationship with, they have a working relationship with the WWE and NXT and all that other stuff. So what I'm saying to you is be careful. Mickie James might show up there and get involved in this match. And I wouldn't doubt that. I wouldn't doubt that at all. I really wouldn't. I would probably say that could happen. That could basically and really happen when this goes on at SummerSlam. All right. So I mean, it really is going to be really awful here. I'm trying to take a look at the Facebook posts here because they're not coming up on the screen here. So let me go into Facebook and see if we have anybody tuning in that's commenting here. I want to get everybody's comments on everything here. All right. Well, so much for that one. But we're going to go into my other page and see what we got here. Let's get into that. Yep. Nope. Wow. All right. We're supposed to be on Facebook, and we are not. I don't know why, but I don't know what's going on. But there we are. Okay. Let me see where we're at here. Nope. Yeah. Oh, well. It doesn't matter. I'll fix it. I always have to. Always something, isn't it, in electronics? All right, next, tonight's SmackDown was, as Dizzy said, very boring. We had Javon Evans starting off against Austin Theory. Of course, Maxine Dupree had to interfere. She's the new woman in the Vision. And here's something that I was discussing with my wife tonight that a lot of people don't know, and that is that Nia Jax is related to the bloodline part of the family. She's related to Roman Reigns. She's related to The Rock. The Rock's mother is her grandma. So, wouldn't it be interesting if Roman Reigns got Nia Jax into the bloodline? So, if you go after the Vision again, which Roman Reigns could do, okay, but right now his focus has to be on Seth Rollins. The Usos and Jacob Fatu, their focus has to be on LA Knight, Royce Keys, and Solo Sikoa. And Solo tried to tip the apple cart tonight, and it didn't work. And it never does with Solo. Solo Sikoa needs to join the bloodline yet again. He really does. He needs to join the bloodline yet again because right now he looks like a lost soul swimming in a fishbowl. All right? He really does. He looks really awful. Okay? And that's just really horrible. Yeah, exactly. RM Dizzy. I agree with you on that. They're boring, bland. It's like they're not even trying. And they only have 4 matches. It's too much of this. And it's on both shows. That's the whole problem. At least with AEW, which I'll give them credit for this, at least with AEW, they have more wrestling than they do this. TNA does the same thing. All right? TNA and AEW and MLW, they don't do all this talking. They do wrestling. WWE does too much talking. And let me tell you this, and I'm not saying this to be a wise guy. You spend your money the way you want to spend it. That's your business. I wouldn't spend $1 on a ticket to a Raw or SmackDown event because they're boring. And the last time I went to a SmackDown event, my mother loves wrestling too. I went with some people, and it was boring. All they did was this, and there was hardly any wrestling. It was 2 hours. All right? Then it went 3 hours, and it really got boring. Now it's back to 2 hours, and they didn't tell us. WWE, I don't know if they're losing it or they think they have a product that works. All right? And they lie to you when they tell you that they're sold out. They're not. Take a look at the attendance that's in the arena. And I know the stage clogs up maybe a couple thousand or 5,000 seats. I get that. All right? Okay, so let's say I'm going to use PPG Paints Arena in Pittsburgh, 18,000 and some change. So the stage probably ties up 5. So you would expect about 13,000 to sell out. They only have 12,000 and sometimes only 10. So I know. I got friends that work in that business there. So you see what I'm getting at. All right? But tonight was another example of another boring Raw. And RM Dizzy makes a good point here. And so, and my point is directly, because I am the revolutionary and the visionary. I told you there was going to be a match between Nick Aldis and Gunther. I told everybody. Nobody believed me. I told everybody there was going to be a match. And guess what? There's a match now. There's a match. Okay? But I was hoping it would be a stipulation so that if Gunther loses, he gets fired. And tonight, Obafemi fought. It was a match that wasn't planned. Actually, there was 5 matches tonight, believe it or not. I missed this match. Well, I didn't miss it, but I forgot against J.D. McDonough. It's J.D. McDonough. I call McDonough. All right. And, of course, Danhausen. He was giving they were giving Danhausen the Judgment Day a bunch of crap, like they always do the Judgment Day. They give everybody a bunch of crap. All right. And so, therefore, since they were giving him a bunch of crap, what had happened was Obafemi got involved. And I keep telling everybody this, that Danhausen has friends. Joe Hendry, okay? He has Joe Hendry, all right? He has, Chelsea Green's husband. Off the top of my head right now, I can't remember his name off the top of my head. Oh, my. I got a brain fart all of a sudden, all right? Okay? So, he's got friends. He's got them everywhere, Danhausen. He's well known in wrestling. After he was done at AEW, he went to the independents. He was running around different wrestling companies till he signed with the WWE. He is entertaining. I will give him that. But if the Judgment Day didn't focus all their attention on Danhausen tonight, they might have won a match or two. And then, on top of that, when Dirty Dom was wrestling, he fought Joe Hendry because Adam Pearce made that match the GM of Raw. And what happened was when he made that match tonight, Joe Hendry fought Dirty Dom. Danhausen came out with Io Sky and went after Liv Morgan because Liv Morgan kept getting involved in the match. I didn't see Raquel Rodriguez and I didn't see Roxanne Perez. Okay? I didn't see them tonight. But Obafemi beat J.D. McDonough. You knew that was coming. He Dom tried to get involved. That didn't work. Chad Gable and Penta versus Ethan Page and Rusev. I will tell you this, and I got to give Chad Gable a lot of credit tonight. He put on a good show tonight in this match. And he made Rusev tap in the figure 4. I couldn't believe it. Or the ankle lock, and he turned it into kind of like a figure 4. Very good technical wrestler, was trained by Kurt Angle, okay? Learned some of the Lucha Libre stuff when he was learning as El Grande Americano. before Ludwig Kaiser, who's now the current El Grande Americano, was able to keep the mask and all that other horse and cadoodle. Okay? All right? So, but Penta and Chad Gable beat Ethan Page and Rusev. And then Joe Hendry beat Dom Mysterio tonight thanks to interference. Well, it wasn't really interference. I mean, Liv Morgan kept interfering in the match, and Danhausen come out with Io Sky. She neutralized, and then McDomo tried to come out, and he got neutralized. So Dom ended up, losing the match. Jacob Fatu versus LA Knight. This turned into chaos. This turned into big-time chaos. And you knew it was coming. Solo was there. Royce Keys was there. They came out. They tried to bully up on Jacob Fatu. Jimmy Uso came out. They beat him up. And then Solo tried his spike again. Didn't work. Okay? Solo needs to figure out what he's going to do with himself. He's a lonely soul. Just, whatever. All right? But he needs to figure out his life and what he's going to do. Okay? It's that simple. All right? But Solo, they came out. Big debacle went on between the teams. And then the judge or the Bloodline ended up, winning, with all of it. And, as usual, they did their thing. And that's what happened. All right, notes tonight. Danhausen, Judgment Day, tried to bully Joe Hendry, got involved. So did Obafemi tonight. Solo Sikoa calls out Seth Rollins. Now, here's something that LA Knight said about Solo Sikoa. And this is where this gets interesting. All right, and I think, and I'm telling you right now, you better listen. Because I believe, and if you talk to Smoking Jim Frazier, 90% or 95% of the time, I'm right about my predictions. I think this is a setup by Roman Reigns. He had Solo Sikoa go call out Seth Rollins and say, I'm going to help you, Seth. I don't like the bloodline. I want to help you. So LA Knight took offense to that tonight. And he said something about that, about Solo Sikoa with that. I don't trust Solo in this match because I think Roman Reigns has something to do with this. This is a big-time setup. Solo's going to go back to the Bloodline. The Bloodline's going to be more powerful than they've ever been in a long, long time. And then Zilla Fatu has signed with the company. So let's see what happens. Jay is back. He was back tonight. He was off for a little while. I don't know if you heard. He's involved in some legal proceedings involving a divorce, and the WWE kept him off of TV until he straightened it out. All right. Yeah, there we go. 24-inch pythons. There it is. Yeah, Stairway to Heaven. How you doing, buddy? It's good to have you on the show. Stairway to Heaven. There he is. 24-inch pythons. What you gonna do when Ralph Williams, the revolutionary, the visionary, comes down on you? There you go. That's my Hulk Hogan imitation. All right, how about Obafemi doing a Ultimate Warrior move tonight? How about that? Braun Strowman move, back and forth, banging him against the turnbuckle. Yeah, that's their move there. So, and then Seth Rollins said no, he wasn't going to help Jacob Fatu. Or I'm sorry. Then Seth decided to, when he went in the back room, or in the back, he decided to confront Jacob Fatu, and they were talking, and Fatu said that, don't mess with me, Seth, or whatever. And I got to tell you, if I'm Seth Rollins, don't poke the bear. Please. You're a good guy, good wrestler. Don't poke the bear. And the bear right now is Jacob Fatu. And he's unhinged, out of control. And the last thing, Seth, that you want to do is poke a bear, especially a hungry bear, and especially the guy that's doing all the work for Roman Reigns as his enforcer. Okay? One thing I would never, ever do, is piss off somebody like that and poke a bear. All right? All right. And then we talked about Jimmy, and Jacob, attack Royce Keys, Solo Sikoa, LA Knight left and laying in the ring. That's why it was very boring. And it went off early. I usually goes off at 10:35. It went off at like 20 after, 15 after 10. And if I knew that, I probably would have done the show a little earlier. All right. So I want to try to get some rest tonight because I got a long day tomorrow. And I just, I wanted to get this done. But then I still ended up keeping it 10:45, not to confuse people. All right. That's our Raw post show for you tonight. Don't forget, coming up Wednesday, the Wednesday of Ralph, and this Wednesday we are live at 3 to 4 p.m. on 8:60 a.m. WWDB every fourth Wednesday of the month, and we have 5 Wednesdays this month, but we're going to do the fourth one, which is this Wednesday live, 3 to 4 p.m. WWDB 8:60 a.m. in Philadelphia, the city of brotherly love. Here we are. All right, check your social media platforms for my social media platforms, which are YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, X, the Kick Network. Also, I'm part of Getter, Rumble, and LinkedIn, and Blue Sky. So I'm on a lot of social media platforms, Instagram, TikTok as well. I do some posting, and also don't forget to check out my Ralph Reports. And also this week we're going to be doing a Ralph Report Exposed. I might do it tomorrow. Just check my social media platforms. Got some exposing to do, both in Pittsburgh and down here in the Delmarva region. And also tune into my radio shows as well, including Wednesday in Philadelphia, 3 to 4 p.m. live call-in show. I have the phone number for you on social media, so don't forget to tune in to my social media platforms and take a look at them for that as well. 7:30 Wednesday night. Don't forget. All right, I canceled last Wednesday's show because it was my wife's birthday, which happy birthday to my sweetheart. And I'm still saying happy birthday to her, even though it's a week after. But anyway, happy birthday and then so that's why I canceled last week's Ralph's Opinion. But this week, we have plenty to talk about. The Iran war is back up and going. The economy, Trump called out a store in Pittsburgh, which I'm going to talk about as well, and several other topics we have for you for Wednesday night. Don't forget, Stupid Never Takes a Vacation. Also, don't forget my segment, Shame on You, and Exposed. All my social media shows, all of my, I'm even going to do a Sports Exposed. We're going to expose somebody in sports that's doing wrong or doing something stupid or made a bad decision. How about I do a Sports Exposed? Le'Veon Bell. Wait do you see what he did? Former Steeler running back got arrested in Ohio. All right. Exposed. Okay. All right. And don't forget at times the Ralph Report Exposed, and also I'm exposing people on the radio show as well. That's a new segment on all my radio shows, the Ralph Report Exposed. Until next time, I am the revolutionary. I am the visionary. I am Ralph Williams, and acknowledge me. And until next time, please don't forget to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Help us all. Help me. Help Pensman Sports. Don't forget as well about Sports Break Media with Brian Pettit. I'm going to put that up right now. And here it is right here. I'm sorry. That's the wrong one there. Here it is. Sports Break Media with Brian Pettit. Don't forget to tune into his shows. He does a lot of different shows. And also live streams. And also don't forget Pensman Sports. Likewise with him. Tonight his Yankees beat the Pirates 8-5, but he does a lot of Yankee stuff and live streaming. And we're going to be doing this year some NFL live streaming. We might even do some pick game live streaming, some wrestling live streaming. We've been, Pensman and I have been talking about it this fall. We're going to get into some of that. I'm going to be doing some stuff, but I have to take care of my wife. She's going in for surgery for a hernia in August. And, so once the fall comes, once she's well enough, we're going to try to get into some stuff going on with the RW Media Productions Network. And don't forget to look at the ticker tape at the bottom. We have sponsorship advertising available, ralphwilliams737@gmail.com. Affordable prices, affordable rates. We have all my radio shows, podcast shows, and also my website, www.rwmediaproductions.com. Until next time, I am Ralph Williams, the revolutionary, the visionary. Have yourself a great night, and please, by all means, be safe. And remember to acknowledge me.